We spent 31 days in Rhode Island. Here's our top 10.
When the hell did we go to Rhode Island?
It's so small, it's easy to miss.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Away we go traveling.
If you're new here, I'm Gary. That's Kara.
Hi.
We're a full-time traveling couple. We retired early. We now slow travel across the United States. And our SUV, our dog Molly, who's
Sleeping.
somewhere back there sleeping. As Kara said, this is our top 10 for
Rhode
what we did in Rhode Island, yeah.
We're not going to waste your time. We're starting this top 10 list with number 1. So our favorite thing that we did in 31 days in Rhode Island was in Newport, Rhode Island, a Mimosa morning sailboat.
But it was the clear number 1.
We both loved the sailboat.
Yeah, we had to arm wrestle for 6 and 7, but this one we 100% agreed on. So
luckily Molly won.
She's got all 4 paws.
She's got claws. Paws and claws.
So this was super fun. We had debated doing sunrise, sunset, mimosa, all the different types of things, and where they went was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Out in the bay.
And which bay was it?
Narragansett Bay.
And the company was
Sight Sailing in Newport.
The sailboat we were on was the Aquidneck.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing was, because we are full-time traveling and we have kind of time on our hands, so we were able to do it during shoulder season and during the week and sort of during the day. And the prices were a lot cheaper because we were flexible for that way. So that was the nice thing about being full-time traveling there. We could be flexible with regards to this cruise, and we didn't have to do it on a Saturday when it was their max pricing. But we had a great time. Kara I got to drive. She got to drive.
It was crazy. I loved it.
Turn until you see that thing moving.
Like, keep turning?
Yeah. Aim at that house.
Am I checking it driving?
I think you are. Aim at that house.
God bless the maritime law.
Because if you see in the video at some point, you'll see it here. The captain just kind of wandered away. Like he and I had been talking about the fact that I was retired Navy and I've driven ships before. So I don't know if that was it or if he always does it and just goes, I don't care. It'll be fine. We're not going to hit anything. But he just kind of walked away and
I had the helm
and let Kara go. And obviously, I think in this video here, you're probably not going to see a ton of it, but it was a good 5 or 6 minutes before even anybody else wanted to try it. You were the first person to try it, but it was a good 5 minutes that you just got to tool around. And it was really fun.
I had other lives in my hands, and it was luckily liquid courage.
They were clearly unconcerned.
No one cared.
No, nobody cared whatsoever.
But it was so much fun. It was beautiful. The water, the sightseeing. They tell you while you're on the sailboat about the things like the history of the bay. There was a historic Fort Adams. There was a house built on a boulder. It was lots of different things that they told you about, like movie filming locations. Oh boy, it was so fun. It was just
all the other boats that were in the bay, all the crazy rich people in Newport who own boats and just let them sit there, I guess, full time just to show off. So it was cool. It was a fun experience.
Really.
Today we're out sailing. We're sailors.
Sailing.
We're sailors in Narragansett Bay. It's beautiful out. It's not too windy. And we have mimosas. We did have mimosas. We'll get more. So that's what we're doing today. All right, number 2. And we have an entire video about this.
We do. It'll be linked.
But it was the Newport Mansions. So if you're unaware, Newport, Rhode Island has a whole bunch, and I think I say a whole bunch, 7 or 8 Gilded Age mansions. So think oil, coal, railroad, steel barons from the late 1800s. More money than they knew what to do with. So they built these fantastic, extravagant, what they called cottages, because this was their summer home. I think most of them said they only were there 6 weeks tops. So they would pick the best time in the summer before it got too cold, before the weather got bad. They would spend their 6 weeks in Newport in these just unbelievable
palatial estates.
They're just fantastic. They have, it's not only the house itself, but the grounds are immaculate. So they were really interesting. Again, if you're interested in those particular, go back and watch that whole video. We kind of talk about how you get in and how you can save some money on that, getting into those. But we had a great time doing that and exploring those and seeing the history involved in that and how these folks shaped that area and then how they did that stuff and moved it back to New York and kind of how that played out. I guess there was a period of time in the late 1960s that they were trying to tear these down. They basically became a burden on the city. They were just sitting there because nobody was living there. Nobody could afford to live in these things. So they were going to get torn down, but they got scooped up by the Newport Mansion Society and got saved and restored. So now we get the benefit of that history, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So our third favorite thing was the Newport Cliff Walk. I had never been to Newport before. I'd never been to Rhode Island before. Gary had been there with the Navy in the 90s. So he knew what all these things were. He knew these were amazing. The Cliff Walk, I didn't know what the words meant. So really what that is on the edge of the mansions that we just talked about. These late 1800s gilded amazing mansions that are more like museums now. They're right on the water on a bay, and there's a cliff that just goes into the bay. So there's a little bit of a rock path, half sidewalk, half literally jagged rocks that you can walk along where you have the bay on one side and the mansions on the other. And it's incredibly beautiful. You can see the sailboats, there's birds and nature and waves, and it's just stunning. So that was definitely our number 3.
Yep, it was a really nice walk. I think it's 3.5, 4 miles.
Well, it's 4.
About half of it is really, really easy sidewalks essentially, and the other half is rocks and a little more climbing and a little more challenging, but not difficult in any way if you have some amount of mobility. So really fun. Again, we have a video about it if you want to see that. You can see the whole cliff walk.
A whole video.
Really cool. And it's again, it's not the mansions, but it's mansion adjacent. So if you don't want to go in the mansions, but you still want to see them, the cliff walk is a great opportunity for that, because you can walk along all of them and see them from the public side.
And it's a public area, so it's completely free. You just have to park somewhere, walk it, and then get back.
Sure is.
We just finished the actual cliff walk. This was, let me look at my watch, 3.72 miles. And this was really beautiful.
It's pretty out here. Some of the spots are a little squirrely, but in general, it's not too bad to do.
There's a map at the beginning that shows you where it's easy, more like a sidewalk, and where they mark it as red, which is definitely climbing over unpaved rocks. So if you're able to, it's really fun to do the entire nearly 4 miles.
If you get a chance, this is a great walk.
So number 4 on our list, and honestly, I think I probably enjoyed this a little more than Gary did. You had a good time.
I had fun.
I had a great time. So one of the mansions we talked about in the number 2 category is called Marble House, that was owned by one of the Vanderbilt families. She built a Chinese tea house in the backyard, for funsies. So now it is an active English tea location, and you can do a whole tea spread. It was amazing. You have the tea kettles, the multi-courses. It was gorgeous, and right next to the bay.
Yeah, we had great views. You're in the backyard of Marble House. There's a lot of great history with this house because it was built for her because she was interested in that part of history, but then it became a place that she was hosting
women's suffrage to encourage the vote for women back for the 19th Amendment.
Yeah, she was really big into women's suffrage, so that became that. So it has that history to it, and then now it's just a beautiful building that you have a really cool English tea set up in. Super fun.
I loved it.
Okay, number 5. It's not in Rhode Island.
It is not. That's true.
To be fair, I was left to my own devices. No. To be fair, there's spots in Rhode Island where you're driving and then all of a sudden you're magically in Massachusetts.
Yeah. It's
not my fault. I was just driving and I was in Massachusetts. This is one of those spots. So this is called Battleship Cove. It's in Fall River, Massachusetts, but it's literally just over the thing. It's 10 minutes from where we were. So, but it has World War II ships. So the Battleship Massachusetts is there. And, obviously the state of Massachusetts has the Battleship Massachusetts, and they've got a society there that collects funds for it, and they try to keep it in shape. They're not doing the greatest of jobs. I mean, we've been on several battleships now, and I think every one of them has been in much better shape than the Massachusetts was in.
And I think this is what a lot of museums face, is that they don't have public funding necessarily, or as much as they need. They rely on private donations, and maybe they're just just don't have what they need. So if you're a billionaire and you want to fund a battleship, there's one in Massachusetts.
I would let you paint your name on the side. But the outside of the ship was in kind of rough shape, and obviously it's a rough weather area, and ships sitting in water tend to rust. But the inside's in really good shape, and the nice thing is it's once you pay your entrance fee, you're on your own, and if the door's not locked, you're free to go. So
absolutely,
we freely went.
But we boldly went.
Going to Periscope, Depp? What are you doing up there?
Down bubble.
We spent, I think just on the Battleship alone, probably 2 hours.
Yeah,
because
2 hours.
They had tours that were set up where when you get on board, they have arrows and say, if you want to see engineering, go this way. If you want to see the bridge, go this way, and those arrows. But they're not really clear. So we just kind of went and we ended up doubling back a couple of times. But we found some really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You get a hold of the mess decks for the crew 8. You get up inside of the 5-inch guns or the 5-inch.
It's not every day gunners mate.
You get up inside of the 16-inch guns and see how those targeting systems were. I mean, come on. Just unbelievable. A care for scale. All right. Kara's going to climb into the 16-inch gun. Bye, Kara. Go up. I got to try to follow her. Easier said than done. Wow. Let's go ahead and just,
See.
Tractor seat.
Tractor.
Get ready the guns. Range finding operations.
I'm a rangefinder.
You're a rangefinder.
I find rangers.
This whole place is like one head wound waiting to happen. That's about 2 feet high. You got to duck underneath to get over the other side. Super cool though. You get up in CIC, the Combat Information Center, and you can see the radars they had and the targeting systems.
So I just go by I division now. It seems like the easiest way.
Were you trained to use radar before you came?
The bridge is pretty torn up. It's pretty desolate. They ripped a lot of things out of it, but you can still see the structure of how it was, and then how protected the pilot house was from the rest of the ship. Essentially it was 18-inch steel. It was between them and the outside world, just in case something happened. And the ship was hit by shrapnel, and they have marks where the shrapnel went into the outer deck and then through the deck and then down inside the ship. They had pieces where you could see where they actually had shrapnel and ended up in a crew compartment. This is awesome. Took a 8-inch shell.
This?
No, this thing right here. Just insane. Everything in red was damaged in here.
I think this is the shell.
Oh, it could be. That's the size of it. I'm just saying, like, all this shrapnel damage. That's crazy. Interesting history.
That was World War II,
It was
right?
World War II.
Yeah, so these ships are from the 1940s, and so you can see a very interesting slice of what life would have been like back then. They have a store with old, like what an old store would look like and what old technology they had. It's just really neat to get a kind of a glimpse of what life would have been like back then.
Yep. And I think one of the things that we forget is how tiny they were.
The people
They were all
and the ships.
Well, the ships were tiny, but I think that was just a function of they didn't really care about making anybody comfortable. But tell you what, even being on a small ship, these tiny quarters is just mind-boggling. It's like the Ford Fiesta of Navy ships. They were tiny humans because the beds are small and very comfortable. It's amazing.
I'll wake you up after your nap, Gary.
Nap time. And the doors, even on modern ships, are pretty small, but These are even smaller. And then, the Battleship was one thing. It was pretty good size. But, once you got onto the destroyer, she was significantly smaller. And then onto the World War II submarine, holy cow. I think Kara described it really, really well. She called it it's like an RV. It was like, when you think about an RV and how much stuff they pack into a tiny little area, and then you have to kind of dance around each other when you're in there. Yeah. Similar concept on this World War II submarine. They were in tight quarters. I mean, there were racks in the torpedo room. Basically you would sleep underneath the torpedo that you're getting ready to fire. So
it was crazy.
It was an interesting experience, but it was really fun. We had a good time with that.
Yeah.
From my perspective as a retired naval officer, really interesting. I will always take an opportunity to crawl all over an old ship if you're going to let me. They still smell the same. I don't know. I'm guessing it's just old oil and old fuel, but
it's funny.
It's funny what smells bring back and the memories that it conjures in your head. Not them all good, but it's fun being able to do that and see some things. And the interesting thing is looking at things from World War II. I mean, even in my career, it was a long time ago, 30 years ago when I was on a ship, but some of the things that were the same, it's like, oh, this is the exact same piece of equipment that I used in the 90s. Wow. Sadly.
That's fun.
Anyway.
Good time.
Super fun. All the way back in there too. Super cool. Pew pew. Oop. And over. Down to the engine room. Hell yeah. Very much smells like an engine room. Deck 4 and they're letting us go down lower. Hell yeah. Good. Waist high knocker for you.
Hello, look at the wall, see? Yeah, see, there's a night test from 1945.
Yeah, that optometry studio up here. It's great. It's cool. Let's get in the brig here. Hair was bad. She's in the brig. Help.
Number 6 on our list is the White Horse Tavern in Newport, Rhode Island. We just went there one night for dinner because it is historic. It was established in 1673, which is insane to me. That's before America. Like that's nuts. So
years before, yeah.
It's completely colonial. It's historic. They've done a really great job keeping the place up, but they don't remove the charm. The stairs are small.
The floors are slanted. The roofs are short. I mean, you can tell that it's an older place. And there's obviously things in there that have been replaced, but you're right. It's very, very charming is a good word.
And it's old and it's super neat. The building is beautiful. The area around it is beautiful and walkable. There's an outside patio with a fire pit. The bar program is lovely. The meals was incredible. So yeah, we enjoyed our stop there.
For sure. Number 7. This one is cool for a couple of reasons. It was the fireworks on Naval Station Newport. Yeah. So we went to the Naval Station and it was the Navy's 250th birthday. So they had special fireworks. Number 1, it was special because it was on the base that I started with when I was a baby ensign in the Navy forever ago. It's fun being on that base again and seeing the fireworks with the bridge behind it. The second part that was really cool in reference to our trip that we've been on here for the last 6-7 months is we actually got to see fireworks.
Oh God,
the last time we tried to see fireworks, there was a problem. We always have problems. Maybe it's us. Is it us? Are we the problem?
I'm the problem. It's me.
It's us. I don't know. But yeah, so now we finally got to see fireworks. Which was really cool. And they were great too.
Hold on. If you're wondering what we're talking about, whatever corner this is, I will link to that.
Grand Rapids,
4th of July, fireworks. I'm not kidding you. We probably all could have died.
We heard them. We just didn't see them because we were fleeing.
Good times. Fleeing probably for our lives.
But we got to see these fireworks.
These were great. And the Navy knows how to do it.
And it was cool. I'm not really sure why, but and I think in part of the video, you can see it. They were they always feel like they're coming at you. These were literally coming at us because they were landing while still on fire right in front of the building we were standing in. It was like kind of raining down. It was kind of cool. I mean, it was a very little 4D experience. You get to smell them and and see them and
it was
smoke's going. And,
with Gary's friend who's still a naval officer. It was super amazing. He invited us into their whole thing there. Really beautiful, right on the water. There's a bridge. I don't know what bridge that was, but it was gorgeous to see the sunset behind it. And then there was the fireworks.
And the cool thing about these are, if you're in Newport around the 4th of July, they always do these. Not always the 250th, obviously. But it is free and the public is invited. So even if you're not a military member, you're allowed on the base and you can go watch these fireworks. So if you're in Newport on 4th of July, highly recommend. Next up, and it's something we didn't know, we kind of accidentally discovered, but the city of Warren, Rhode Island is the smallest town in the smallest county in the smallest state. If you know anything about us, we like the est stuff. Right. We went easternmost. We've been southernmost. This is the smallest. So I think Warren's about 11,000 people. It's not a very big town, and it's not the smallest town in the world, but it is the smallest town in the smallest county in the smallest state.
Love it.
Leave a comment below and tell us what the largest town and largest county and largest state is. See who gets it right.
How you define those words.
Well, defining is a whole thing. There's a couple different answers you can possibly go with. But Warren's a cute little town. There's some really neat stuff there. We ran into a really cute place called Stingy Alley. It's a great cocktail bar, really nice people, great drinks, good snacks.
The whole street it was on. If you're in the Newport area, take the trip over to Warren and go to Stingy Alley if you like a good cocktail program.
And there's an old-timey pharmacy that isn't really a pharmacy. It's like an old soda fountain. You know, they serve what they call cabinets. Something we learned in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
They call a milkshake a cabinet. A milkshake there is just milk with some kind of flavored syrup.
Milk.
If you're from Rhode Island, please explain.
But you learn stuff. That's why we travel, is to learn things, and why we stay longer in places, because we get to experience and talk to people and learn that kind of fun trivia. Love it.
But it was cool. But their big thing in Rhode Island is a coffee cabinet. So basically a coffee milkshake. It was really good. Had one of those, and again, an old-timey soda fountain thing. They mix up their own sodas. We had some of that too. It was fun. Yeah,
really good.
So yeah, Warren itself is it's a really cute town. There's a lot of neat stuff there. So
and a dog park.
Oh, the dog park. Yeah. Holy cow. Molly, we stumbled on that by accident, but Molly ended up absolutely adoring that. I think we spent more time in the dog park than maybe anywhere in Rhode Island.
Right. One side is big dogs, one side is little dogs. So there's a 30-pound cutoff. Over 30 pounds or under 30 pounds. So if you have an exactly 30-pound dog,
not allowed in.
Bye.
You got to go.
Sorry. Not for you.
We didn't weigh them though. But it was fun. There was almost, on weekends, there was almost always dogs there. So she got a little bit of socialization, which is great because she doesn't get to interact with dogs a whole lot. We get,
and we got to talk to people.
We got some socialization. We don't talk to a lot of people other than us. But it was great. She had a good time. It was a massive area. I don't think I've ever seen a dog park that was bigger than that.
Yeah, it was really nice. And
really nice.
Funded. Yeah.
Yeah. There it was. Warren.
Number 9 on our list is the amount of breweries, beer places around the Newport, Rhode Island area. We found so many great craft breweries. Yep. So we do like to go to these venues. They're usually very fun gardens that are outdoors that Molly can go to. Our dog
friendly, yep.
So that's one of the reasons we aim at these. Plus we had a bit of our Airbnb wasn't great. There's a video for that too. Yep. I'll link to that also. So we tried to spend as much time out as we could.
The house, yeah.
So the breweries around Newport were beautiful and a really nice just reprieve.
I think most of them are all pretty similar, all had outdoor spaces. But I think that the interesting thing for us, because Newport is so small and there's a lot of water around, they've all got views.
Yeah.
All of them had these great views. So it was really cool just kind of wandering around and seeing all these places. So super fun.
Very.
Last and least, I guess in this case, because it's number 10, is the East Bay Bike Path. Now, Rhode Island has a couple of different bike paths. This is the long one. It kind of runs the middle of the state. It's 14 or 15 miles, and it actually runs right next to the dog park, which is kind of how we ended up discovering all these things. But it's a great bike path, super wide, good for walkers, good for bikers. It's super flat. It's well marked. It's signed. So just a really nice thing. And for us who travel with bikes, it was great to be able to hop on a bike path and be able to ride 5 or 6 miles without worrying about traffic, without worrying about pedestrians, without having to cross streets. Just super awesome. So if you're in Rhode Island and you like biking, there's trails all over the state. And the East Bay Bike Path was really cool.
That is our top 10 list for our 31 days in Rhode Island and a touch of Massachusetts.
A little bit of Massachusetts, yeah.
We had a lot of fun. We are full-time travelers. We're on the road with no end in sight for our fun and our journey. So hit subscribe, come along with us, and we'll tell you where we go, what we do, and what it costs.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Happy traveling. Boopity boop boop.
Okay. Oh, it's lit. Actually, you look really good.
Thanks.
Boom.
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 Boom.